class. So we are in the middle of the animal science courtyard, right? So you can see in all directions from here. This is the main space. It's designed to have kind of a place to sit. It's covered so that people can have discussions or talks in here. There's sort of these bleacher type things made of concrete going around in a circle. So it kind of creates this amphitheater space for the area. But there are a lot of problems with this. One, it doesn't usually work. It's not used very often. And also the space that I'm standing in right now, because it's sunken when it's really wet, typically people don't want to sit out here. There aren't a lot of places to sit, and it's a little bit older in its character, and kind of needs to be replaced. So there are some assets in here, and I'm going to walk around and talk about them, and things that you might want to work with in design and keep, and other things you may want to get rid of with your design. But let's kind of walk through all of this, and I'll tell you how it goes. All right. So you can see underneath my feet here there are these brick pavers, and these work pretty well to get people around. You can see there's edging that's kind of popping up a little bit on the sides. The grass seems to be in pretty good shape. There are a few utilities that are peeking through here and there for stormwater purposes and so on. Some of the concrete is cracking. They have brought some wooden benches out here, which is nice because otherwise there's just not a lot of places to sit out here. If you look at Hornbeck Plaza, you'll see that there's a lot more places to sit there. And this is what happens sometimes with this material that is used for this Trex material, or this composite of recycled material. Sometimes doesn't hold up over time. It gets misshapen. But you've got some places out here that people will come and have lunch. You can see it's a nice canopy of trees. If you don't know the species yet, these are Zelkovas. The problem with putting, the beauty of putting one species is that you have some kind of unity in the space. The problem is that if there's a disease in the Zelkovas, then they may all die at once, and then you'll have no trees out here. So there are benefits to having more than one species. You'll notice in this building on this side over here, the windows are not at a level where people can look out from the inside. And then you've got this stone edge over here, so people don't have to mow on the side. The pathway is in fairly good shape, although it's a little stained. You can see there are bollards here. This is one of the major entrances, and what you can hear is that there's some kind of heating and cooling system up above, and it's important to take note of that, because if you decided you wanted to, say, make a nice seating area out here, well, people would probably have to listen to that while they're here. So they may not stay long, or they may find it okay. It really depends. You have to make that decision. So this is one of the ways in, and you'll notice that this is a fire lane, but otherwise there's no parking lot here. There are ways to get in and out of the courtyard if people want to use it, but I've never seen a vehicle actually come in and use this space. So, this could be turned into a much nicer pedestrian walkway, and it could still, if this was paved with stone or brick or something else, you could make it so that people can walk here. It's more like a walking pedestrian plaza, but still have the ability for vehicles to ride over it. It just wouldn't look like it's a street, right? Okay, so stairs are not accessible by a wheelchair, and we may want to turn that into a ramp design-wise. Again, you notice there's no windows here. Now, there is an entrance in here, but it's not into a major corridor in the building. And then we've got another set of stairs over here for people, and then a nice lawn. But you can see that this lawn is really just it's showcasing some utility boxes. It doesn't do very much. There's no way to come up from that parking area over there. There's no real access from that side of the building. So, why do we even have lawn here is kind of the question. But anyway, that's one corner coming in, and again, more of these pavers and trees and some interesting spaces that are made by the architectural gestures over here, but they're just not used for anything, and nobody ever goes there. And the question is, is there a way that these can be designed to be, part of this place? Again, more space, but no place to sit, nothing interesting to look at, and just a kind of a architectural leftover spot. You notice that there are some utilities in here, and because there's trash here, you look around, you see there's no receptacles for putting your trash away, and when you put them in, then you're assigning somebody the job of having to take it out or empty it, and so if you don't have anybody to empty it, then you don't want to put them in, or if you do, you want to put them in a very good place where they're easy to access. All right, so we come back over here, and you see this is really the main walkway in from the main part of campus, right? And there's an entrance into the building on this side that brings you into classrooms, and then an entry on this side that is much more of a celebratory place. There is an auditorium in there that's used frequently for major talks. There are lots of classrooms and other places in here. There are windows. You see these small ones, but after the fact, they put in the big ones because people wanted to be able to see out here into the courtyard. So with those looking out, you make a decision. How is it that we would like to use that view from inside the building so people can see what's going on in this space outside, right? Yeah, so there's quite a few of those, and you can see this is a walk-through space. This is kind of a lobby area. So this is, you look this direction and you can see that it's celebrated a little bit in this plaza-type spot, but then it just kind of ends at that amphitheater-like space that's not actually used. So so we walk through, and you can see vegetation. You can see that there's circulation. You see there's bicycle racks over here. I think on a normal semester, those things would be used a lot more than they are right now, but they will be again soon. And then there's some materials over here. These posts with tires around them, and they look to me, because I used to play a lot of volleyball, that's about the right height for volleyball nets, and so I would guess that there are times when they actually do use this place. But the question is, these are okay, but is there a place we could store them, right? I mean, could they be stored in some of those spaces along the side, and made more convenient, and as opposed to just kind of sitting here off to the side all the time, right? So there's not a lot of vegetation. There's one tree species. There's the grass, maybe St. Augustine, maybe some Bermuda mixed in, maybe just some weeds, but it is green, which is nice. And there are lighting in here. You should not think that the lighting cannot be moved, okay? So these things can be moved very easily. Does it cost? Yeah, everything costs. But if you're going to redo a plaza like this and bring in benches and redo the pathways, then the cost of moving these is just trivial. It's not non-existent, but it's much better to put the lights where you want them or need them. we have this structure here. Could be saved if you think it's worth it. Some cable. There's definitely welded steel. And you can see how these things are put together. And it's got this sort of roof material that looks like a fiberglass. Looks like a little bit of light can come through, but not too much. And it does have a rectilinear shape to it. And so at one time I know that this was kind of the cable and tilted or cantilevered surfaces was a big thing. But whether or not it would continue to fit with a redesign it's really up to you if you think this works or not. All right, what else? Yeah, so context. We saw that corner, that there was some way to come in and out, but it kind of leads to parking lots. Over here, it looks okay from here because of the lawn, but there is really, again, it's a parking lot area, and otherwise there's really no way to get in. And now that can be changed, but at the moment there isn't. So the real kind of entryways are all over on that side there, that corner over there, coming in over there, and then through the building and the views coming in. So that's really the place that will probably have the most interaction with this space. That said, you know that on a college campus, people move very frequently from place to place. And so this may become a place where people use that exit way or entryway as a way to get from one part of campus to another. And if that's the case, then it's great to be able to make that movement space a good one for people, a desirable place for them to walk through. Because if it is really nice and they like the design that you've put in, then they may decide to use this as a stopping point on their way from one place to another to have lunch or to meet with some friends and so on. So take advantage not just of the building and the people that are coming from there, but the fact that on a campus like this, people will move through the space. And that is a legitimate use. And again, like Hornbeck Plaza is a place that people will go through. But because it's so nice in certain places, people will also stop there and use it on their way from one place to another. So this could be the Hornbeck Plaza of the animal science area of campus. Engineering's not far from here, so they might come from there too and use this space. So I hope you go through the checklist of things that need to be considered or thought about and put onto a base map. I hope you're able to use this video to count the number of trees, where they're spaced, and get those things down. And then consider, certain things like the actual paving that's in here, or even, where it's located. It may tell you something about the way people want to move through the space, but in terms of it being an inviting place where people want to come and spend time, it's clear because of over time it just has not been used that some other redesign might be in order for this place. Okay, so mark down what the assets are, mostly the trees, I think, and then a lot of open space that you can use to design, and then mark out the things that really need to be probably replaced in this place. All right, so hopefully with this walk around, you've been able to see enough of the plaza to be able to make decisions and backtrack and see anything of detail that's really important. I'm going to go through this entrance one more time and then past the other one, since these are the main sort of walk-through places, right? So we come out here, and again, there's a lot of vehicular circulation, but on a normal semester, this place would be probably bustling with people. Here's your walkway in, and what you would see as you're coming in, and then looking off to the right, the other things. And we'll go up the other side as well, and then we'll end. Yeah.